Hey, good morning and welcome back to Questioning Sense with me, Matt. Okay, I hope you're doing well. Still at home this week, still on the last few days of my holiday before I go back to work. Weather's turned a bit septic, not so great, a little bit disappointing. Anyway, enough of that, enough of those woes. I hope you're well, because we really are actually fine. So today, this isn't really a review, this is more of a speculative chat. Rich and I were both very excited when a friend of ours tipped us off to a teaser that appeared on Instagram the other night. So we had a look. And my beloved house, Nasomatto, are releasing, it would appear, a new fragrance. Now, it's no secret that Alessandro Gualtieri, everybody's favourite butcher's son, Italian guy living in Amsterdam, is my favourite perfumer by quite some margin. So we're going to have a little look at some of Gualtieri's history, shall we say, and then we're going to do some speculative detective work, and I'm stressing the detective, as to what this new fragrance is going to be about. Now, before we go any further, I'd like to say I'm having some building work done in the house today, so you may get a little bit of background noise, so I'd like to apologise for that before we start. So obviously, Gualtieri is most famously known for the Nasomatto, the Crazy Nose collection of fragrances. I've sniffed them all. There's a couple that you can't get anymore, but you know, they're all amazing. And one by one, I own 3 or 4, I think. And one by one, I will add them all to the collection. Some of which I absolutely adore, some of which I'm not so mad keen on, but I think, you know, when you're collecting, you want the whole thing entirety. Nasomatto's Narcotic Venus, or Narcotic V as it's now known, is one of my wife's favourite perfumes. So I'll just put that out there for any of you female viewers that would like a really feminine, gorgeous Gualtieri creation. It's a wonderful, intoxicating sort of tuberose perfume. Beautiful stuff, very long lasting as well. Okay, so when we look at Alessandro Gualtieri, obviously the first fragrance that kind of springs to mind is Black Afghano, and then my favourite from the collection, well, one of my favourite perfumes of all time, which is what I'm wearing today, is Pardon. Now, I love this stuff, so, you know, I've obviously got a vested interest in Gualtieri's works. When he said that he was finished with the Nasomatto collection, and then the Autopirazzi collection was born. Now, I adore the Autopirazzi collection. I own them all, and I own sort of backups of most of them, and I've certainly, I think all of them I've gone through at least one bottle of, so they're very, very important to me as a fragrance collection. Absolutely adore them. I think they're perfect. In fact, if I had to lose all my perfumes and just keep one collection, it would be the Autopirazzis that I would keep. There's one there for every situation, there's one there for every season, there's one there for every kind of situation that you ever find yourself in. Absolutely adore them. And yes, this is a completely biased review because, you know, as you know, I've said in previous videos, I review perfumes that I like or I own. I don't tend to go out and buy perfumes that I don't like purely for the purposes of the review. So most of the reviews that you're going to see from me and Rich are going to be positive ones because they're fragrances that we've got. Some we love and some we're not so overly, you know, enamoured with, but we still like them for various reasons. So if we just have a quick look at the timeline for Gualtieri. Now, Nasomatto came first. I think that collection was released in 2008 was when that first came out. Now, during that time, he also did a further 5 perfumes, which don't really get talked about. And I've not actually tried them under the name of Maria Lux, which he made with his wife, Liliane Dressen, I think is her name. She's a fashion designer, and they work together on these 5 perfumes for Maria Lux. They're still available, and much to my shame, I've never actually tried any of the Maria Lux. So that's a job for me to do going forward. So obviously Nasomatto was going on, Maria Lux was going on, and then sort of the Nasomatto collection finished, and then in 2014 the Autopirazzi collection was launched. I think there's 8, well I know there's 8 in total now, but I think there was 5 to start off with and then a few more have been added. So if anything, I was expecting maybe another addition to the Autopirazzi collection, so I wasn't particularly waiting for another Nasomatto release to come out. Now I've got no idea what this is about, so this is purely speculation. I'm just trying to get some ideas. There's been a couple of little clues released on Instagram, or just a few words actually for us to go on. So we're going to have I'm going to have a little meander down some possibilities and some ideas, and Rich and I have been doing the same thing. I've been speaking to another friend who's also obsessed, and George. We've all sort of bounced our ideas around a bit just to see, what's going to happen. Now, the clue. The first thing we've got to look at is whenever anything new is released, don't expect it to be anything like you think it's going to be. When Megamara was released under the Autopirazzi, or from the Autopirazzi collection, everyone was kind of speculating as to what it was going to be, and it was rumoured that it was going to be an aquatic, and then the artwork and the imagery came up to confirm it was going to be an aquatic, and then it came out, and it is an aquatic, but like no other aquatic I've ever smelled. This is a heavy, dense, rich, powerful, potent, super potent perfume. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's the only aquatic I own. And it's the only aquatic I think I'll ever need, because I'm not a massive fan of aquatics, and this isn't. This is a heavy, strong, potent, musky, sexy beast of a fragrance. It's incredibly long lasting, and as I say, nothing like any other aquatic. So this new imagery that's come out for this potentially new Nasomatto, it's called Fantomas, which, wow. So obviously, I've heard of Fantomas, but not in the type of the world of perfume. Fantomas is a French master villain. He's an old character from sort of not pulp fiction style paperback novels. I think he's been made into film, and I think he's been made into sort of some TV as well. I'm not massively sure, but the novels, of which there were loads and loads and loads, are very, very old. Fantomas was kind of written about as a kind of a Kaiser Soze type character, a master of disguise. Nothing is impossible for Fantomas was the kind of the thing. And he was like a mass murderer, a supervillain. He had a son who then became a mass murderer or a supervillain as well. I think he was also kind of a little bit of an inspiration for various other anti-heroes that we've seen in fiction. But the key to Fantomas is very, very French. Now, where's this perfume going to go? Is it going to be a French classic? Is it going to be a dark and mysterious one? Is it going to... Who knows? And this is the thing that's been really, really playing on my mind. Now, Fantomas has also been linked with Sherlock Holmes. I think he was possibly the inspiration for Moriarty. I'm not entirely sure. But one of the posts, one of the two posts on Instagram I've seen about Fantomas, bearing in mind these are like 3 or 4 words, were some quotes from Sherlock Holmes. So I think we may be going in the right direction here. Again, purely speculation, don't hold me to anything. I just thought it'd be interesting to have a chat about it. Because Gaultieri's perfumes are so off the wall and so out there, it's going to be incredibly difficult to predict what Fantomas is going to be like. Now, the artwork I've seen, the bottle is completely different to the classic sort of Nasomattos. They're all 30ml bottles with interesting different caps. I think Blamage, which I do own, I just don't have it with me, is probably my favourite in terms of how it looks. But this one, Rich will put the picture up, it looks completely different. It's got like a pen-like thing. Now, I don't know whether this is a mock-up or an artwork for what the perfume is actually going to look like, or whether it will go back to that sort of traditional 30ml Nasomatto bottle. But Fantomas, now, Fantomas as a character is very elusive, so will the perfume be kind of wispy and light and tricky, or, will it just be a dark, heavy, interesting perfume? I have no idea where this is going to go, but I'm very, very excited. Now, obviously, Fantomas was a Parisian character, so will the perfume have nuances of Paris? Will there be lots of lavender there? Will there be a city? Will it be a lavender smoky type affair? I'm so excited, I don't know. The other thing that's interesting with Fantomas, when it originally came out, there were 2 authors and they would write a book a month each. So it was 2 different authors writing about the same character kind of in sequence. So that, I wonder then if there's any inspiration in that. Will Gaultieri be using another nose? Will there be 2 people working on the perfume? I can't see that because he's very individual and his perfumes are very individual. So I don't know whether that's going to happen or not, but it's just another idea. I think also Fantomas was this kind of master of disguise. There's many, many characters. So like a lot of Gaultieri's perfumes, I expect Fantomas to be a perfume that's not linear, that changes quite a bit. Something like Nudiflorum, or maybe even Blamage, where there's some subtle changes. But with Nudiflorum, there's an awful lot of changes in the life of the perfume. So I'm expecting maybe Fantomas to be one of those non-linear perfumes that I love, that takes you on a bit of a journey and changes as it goes around. I can't wait for this one. I don't know if we're going to get any release dates or anything like that at any point. I'm just going to keep my eye on the Nasomatto Rita's Instagram feed to see what comes up, and see if there's anything. If you guys have heard anything, I'll be really interested to know. And also, what's your favourite perfume from Gaultieri? As you know, me and Rich as well, massive fans of them all. Have you tried any of the Maria Lux? I haven't, and that's my next job, is to go through those, because you can still get them. I think they're in Liberty, so I need to take a trip there and have a look. So this is kind of like just me setting the scene, really, because I'm really intrigued to know what's going to happen with this perfume and when it comes out, if it even comes out, I don't know, and obviously to see how it looks. I love, when you look at, I prefer the Autopirazzis, and that's because I'm a greedy guts, and they're 50ml bottles. The Nasomattos are all 30ml, which is, I mean, it's perfect for the look and everything like that. So I'll be interested to see if it's going to stick with the same sort of presentation as these. But looking from the photo that we've seen, I don't think it is. So, wow. Unless, of course, as I say, that is just a mock-up. But as you can see, I'm rather excited about this potential release. So as soon as I know more, I'll do another one of these little catch-up videos, so you can, hopefully I can share more information as I get it, because it is an exciting time. He doesn't release many perfumes. He hasn't released anything for quite a while. In fact, I think the last perfume that he released was Megamara. When he said that, I think the Nasomatto collection, when that wrapped up, after that, we then got Nudiflorum, Blamage and Bararonda. So they, obviously that project is still ongoing, despite the fact that most of us thought he was finished with it. So interesting stuff. Anyway, listen, let me know what your thoughts are. I'll be intrigued to see if there's any other Alessandro Gaultieri addicts amongst the viewers of this channel. We shall see. As I say, this is a bit of an impromptu video that I wanted to get out there. It's not a review, and we will be resuming with reviews. Hopefully I can get one filmed tomorrow and we'll get it out as soon as possible. My little holiday break has kind of put us behind schedule somewhat. But anyway, thank you very much for your time. I hope you've enjoyed my ramblings, or musings as they were, and I hope you found this vaguely interesting. If you haven't, very sorry, and if you have, excellent. Anyway, listen, as always, thank you very much for your time. Cheers and bye.